All right, first let's establish a little credibility. Let me start by explaining who I am and my past. I've worked for NBC, CBS, I wrote them all down because I can't remember, Netflix, Fox, Hulu, Walt Disney Studios, Disney Plus, the NCAA, Amazon, Discovery Channel, TLC Channel, Domino's, Pizza Hut, FedEx, 20th Century Fox, Warner Brothers, Spotify, etc. I have a global client base that I have right here from my home studio that I've amassed over the last decade. Also, I have been and was a talent manager for voiceover artists for the last 5 years. So I work directly with the producers and creatives and writers that are writing the content you see and hear on TV and radio. Okay, my background. From age 16 to 28. When I was 16, I wanted to be kind of an actor, into Hollywood, whatever. So I became an extra on sets here in Los Angeles in Southern California. I got on a couple shows like Lizzie McGuire, Malcolm in the Middle, some of these shows back then, just as an extra walking around in the background on set. And then one day on the show Lizzie McGuire, they got all of us teenagers together in a locker room scene, and they put a big boom mic. Boom mic is that long, skinny microphone on the end of a pole they hold over the actor. And they had us just do, they said, make some chatter, just make noise and chat. And they recorded this ADR, which is what it's called, sample of us teenagers chatting. And I asked one of the other background actors who, had been doing it longer than I, what this was. And they said, oh, they're doing ADR. They're taking sound bites to use in the show. And I thought that was fascinating. So that was kind of my first taste of recording audio in a television show. So then then the following year, I joined the student government in my high school, and I became the sound guy. I learned how to work a mixing board. I learned how to run XLR cables and speak loud or, do live announcing into a microphone. And people told me that they liked my voice and that I was good at it. So it happened to me early. It might happen to you later in your life where people say I have a good voice. And that happened to me when I was 17. So it took a long time to actually make money at it. But, people that are watching this probably had that moment where someone said, hey, you have a good voice, right? So there is kind of that moment of intrigue is the point here. Okay, so then all through high school, I did that. Live announcing for homecoming and some football games. Not play-by-play. I'm not good at play-by-play. I'm good at pre-recorded things. I like audio and I like recording. So theme park spiels and things like that. And then even when I got a job working at In-N-Out Burger, I would do ladies and gentlemen, number 24 is ready. That's right, your order number 24 is ready. And people in the dining room would laugh and, people driving through the drive-thru would laugh. And so I had a lot of fun with the announcer voice over the years. I did all my friends' voicemail greetings, and it wasn't something that I was like, look, I need to make money at this right away and I need to instantly cash in, right? I was developing the skill and having fun with it. So after high school ended, I had a bunch of odd jobs, car washes, restaurants, things like that. And I volunteered at local radio stations throughout my career, unpaid, just volunteering, learning how to do audio editing, learning how to do post-production, just learning what it's like to create commercials, build commercials, audio beds. I went to a university, a paid program, and my first assignment I turned in was so good that the professor pulled me aside and told me I needed to drop out and save all of the money I was going to spend on tuition there. He said, save this money, go buy gear, get out there and work. You have a certain set of skills that is rare and you know what you want to do. You don't belong here in a classroom. You belong out there, doing it. And at the time I was kind of upset. Like I felt like I was getting kicked out, but in retrospect, it changed my life and it saved me so much. So I'm incredibly indebted to that moment in time. And it's something I'll always remember. Okay, so then after that, let's see. Now I'm still working, literally flipping hamburgers at this time at a local hamburger shop. I worked mostly in food. And then I moved up to Mammoth Lakes, California. I began working as at the Mammoth Lakes Hospital, just cooking in the hospital at Mammoth Lakes and interning for free at the radio station. And so I was on the radio, KMMT radio. We got another 5 in a row coming up next. So, all the people in the mountains heard my voice, and it was good radio experience. You're cutting spots, you're listening to music. It's a cool job. And I always wanted to be, the movie trailer guy or the voice of a network. And I just didn't know how to make that happen from where I was. So I started to apply for a bunch of jobs in Southern California. I got a job as an executive, wasn't executive chef at the time. It was like a dining room coordinator. So you're basically kind of a kitchen manager for a senior living home. And I got this job in Pacific Palisades. So I moved back. I lived with my dad. I drove to Pacific Palisades every day. I learned how to do this job with my cooking skills. And I had worked at the Four Seasons Hotel when I was like 21, waiting on, Wayne Gretzky and all these celebrities. So I was very good at, presenting myself as far as waitering goes and food and culinary. So I took all these skills, moved back to Southern California, and would use my paychecks to start taking official voiceover specific classes. I had spoken to a mentor, Rodney Salisbury. He was my first workshop I ever took. And I fell in love. It was just, this is for me. I just adored it. But they cost money. Workshops cost money. So I'm working. And then I did about 7 years of workshop training, private coaches, commercial classes. Most of these people are still, teaching now. I got a little bit from each one. Everybody has their experience. Some are retired voice actors. Some came from post-production. Some worked, for networks and things that are willing to teach. A lot of guest directors. Go after the guest directors because they're great. I mean, they're dealing with it every day. So you want the active working voice actors and the active working people that come from post-production. So after about 7 years of training, I'm cooking during the day. I'm washing dishes. I'm serving. I'm doing all these things to make money, to pay for workshops. I finally got, about 18 months before, I booked the NCAA campaign through a friend of mine, and I became the voice of the NCAA TV and radio. We cut about 96 spots, and I used that as leverage to present to a talent agent that, look, I'm now viable. Okay, I'm training. I booked it. I got a major client. I am viable in the marketplace to start earning money because, there's thousands and tens of thousands of people emailing these talent agents all the time. Hey, I want to be a voice actor. I'm interested in, and you should take me on. And, I got a great voice, and people tell me that. Yeah, but have you developed your skills? What have you done? Have you worked for it, right? So even though I got that client, I still, for like 18 months after that, I was still auditioning, and I got signed with a talent agency, and I was there for a year, and I booked one thing for $500 in a year. So, just because you get that first talent agency doesn't mean you're like all of a sudden a full-time voice actor. After that, I left my first talent agency. I moved over to another talent agency, and that first weekend, I signed on a Thursday, and on Monday, and they gave me an audition on Friday. I went in to read for them in Beverly Hills, and they wanted to make sure, my demo was, can this guy really do it? Is he some sort of studio magician that can make himself sound good, or can he actually perform, right? So I went in, I read for them. They'll all, an agent will make you go read for them to prove that, you can really do it. Because most good demo producers can make you sound great on a demo. But, are you creative enough to do that on the fly, right? There's no preparation or anything. Here's the script, go in the booth, read it. You know, maybe you get 20 minutes, 10 minutes to look it over and then audition. But now it's all done from home, so there's no more interaction like that. Anyway, on Monday morning, I got a call, and I was the new voice of NBC on NBC News of Megyn Kelly. She had just moved over from Fox, and they needed a new promo voice, and I booked it, and I suddenly was on NBC. So this is my launch into becoming a promo guy on network television. Shortly after that, I booked a promo campaign on CBS, and so now and then I booked an AT&T national commercial, and then I booked NHL Network and narration, and these things just kind of started to roll for me. Which was really cool. And all this time, I'm kind of also marketing myself on the side away. That's your agent getting you that work, but you're also running your own small business. So you also need to market yourself to clients and start building your online presence, pay to plays, things like that. I started to make enough money to leave the kitchen and to go full time into voiceover and build the studio and everything. But remember, I've been working at this since I was 17. Now I'm 29. 28 or 29. So it's been 11 years of wanting to do it and striving and paying tens of thousands of dollars and coaches and equipment. So it's been a long road for me. So in this course and in what I say into the mic and to you guys, I want to kind of, give you an express version and help maybe cut some corners or things that took me 10 years to learn. I just think it's the right thing to do. Let's see. Okay. So let's see. I did that. And then, I eventually wanted to work on movie trailers, and my agent at the time said, "Hey, we don't do movie trailers. Managers handle that mostly." And we'll get into this in the next video of kind of getting into the movie trailer world. That's kind of its own separate thing, and it's handled by a specific group of people. And there's reasons behind that, which I didn't understand at the time. But eventually, I had my goal. I had met my goal of being on a network. And I really wanted to kind of crack into the movie trailer world. And I'll save that for the next video because it's kind of a specific thing. So thank you very much. This is a little bit about who I am, my background, and basically catching you up from age 17 of my life to age 29, 28, somewhere in there. So it's about 11 years. And then we'll hit the next decade in the next video. All right, thanks, guys.